is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Are you ready to travel? We got all the travel buzz here on Smart People, TravelWise with Alvin Adriano on PHLV Radio.
Spring is in the air and it's turning out to be a wonderful week. It's always great to start the show with so much positivity and optimism and to get our minds ready to be amazed and inspired. With the warm weather finally kicking in, many of us are starting to get to the beach vibes and dreaming about those sun-kissed daydreams. Being stuck in quarantine, not being on the move freely, I know I've been on the move and can't wait till I see the next beautiful shore in the Caribbean. But if you're just tuning in, welcome to Smart People TravelWise, our award-winning podcast, and it's a glimpse into the travel industry. We talk to travel executives and travel professionals and gather perspectives through the travel industry to get you inside access about what goes on behind the scenes. Now, you might be wondering who I am, but my name is Alvin Adriano, CEO of TravelWise International, and your host. But before we get started, if you're watching live, please hashtag live, and if you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay. Thank you for tuning in and joining us today. So if you're watching live, hashtag live. If you're watching on the replay, definitely hashtag replay. Put in the comments where you're watching from. Now, if you caught our show last week, we did speak to Robin Basso, Senior Director of the Hawaii Visitors and Convention Bureau. And we discussed the fully reopening of Hawaii and how, as a destination, it plans to address the current trends and issues with capacity and domestic travel. I always enjoy our chats with Robin. And if you have a chance, definitely go back, check that interview out, and you just might book a vacation to Hawaii soon. But today we have a great guest. Definitely he's going to be bringing the fun and the tropical sun. He's no stranger to the travel industry and has been in the industry for over 16 years and first started on the operational side with Travel Impressions. In April 2019, Randolph has been acquired by Playa Hotels and Resorts to assume the role of Business Development Manager for the Mid-Atlantic region, where he provides training and resources for the travel advisor community. He's an avid hiker, thrill seeker, and loves to share his passion for travel. Please welcome the Playa guy, Randolph tonight. Hi, Randolph.
How you doing today, Adrian?
Hey, man, I'm doing really well, man. I'm enjoying the weather. I'm so glad to get you on because, everyone's so excited to see some white sand beaches and some blue turquoise sea, and that's where you're from. I mean, how's everything going down in the Caribbean and Mexico these days?
Everything's going great. The resorts are open. People are dying to get in there. It's revenge travel is what's going on right now. All the pent-up demand from everybody being stuck in their houses over the past couple of years due to the COVID pandemic. It's great. It's great to see. The industry is thriving right now, and it's a great place to be.
That's so awesome, man. I'm so glad. And again, I read a little bit about your bio, but, for all the viewers and listeners on, you want to say a couple of things about your background?
Absolutely. So I came from a medical background in sales. From there, one of my best friends actually took a position as a reservations agent for a wholesale travel company. Told me all about it, said, hey, they're sending me to all these places to visit so I can sell to the travel agency community. So I took a leap of faith, joined that about 16 years ago. And honestly, I love what I do. When you love your career, it's hardly work. So I started in that wholesale industry as a reservations agent, moved up to manage brands where I took care of particular resorts for this company. From there, I moved into an inside sales role, but it wasn't enough for me. I needed more. I needed to be out there. I need to spread that passion. So I did assume the role of business development manager, which is outside sales for Playa. And honestly, I've never been happier.
That's so awesome. And you're right. Having a passion and working in your passion is never work at all. You're just so excited to come in every day. And that's what you're looking for. When people talk about success, it's definitely to find happiness, So I'm really excited for you. And I love that you're on here to talk about us because, again, for me, I kind of know Playa and I'm in the travel industry, but I'm sure a lot of people don't know Playa as a household name. Can you talk more about Playa and some of the brands that are under your umbrella?
Absolutely. So nobody would recognize the name Playa, even though it does mean beach in Spanish. but we represent a couple different brands under the Playa umbrella. So we have the Hyatt all-inclusive brands. So we represent the Ziva and Zilara. Ziva would be for the family-friendly side, and then Zilara would be for the adults-only brand of Hyatt all-inclusive.
Okay.
We also represent the Hilton all-inclusive brands in Mexico, Jamaica, and Dominican Republic. We have the Jewel Resorts, which are mainly in Jamaica.
Okay.
We have the Wyndham Ultra Resorts, which is a new brand actually that we just acquired. Those are located in Cancun area and Riviera Maya. And then also we have our beautiful, one-of-a-kind, unique sanctuary, which is located in Cap Cana, Dominican Republic.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, and those are some major brands. And I love the fact that when you go out to these places, you don't know what to expect. And some of these brands, they resonate with different budgets, different lifestyles. So you have a wide range. Is there a particular brand that you are more catered to?
I really love the Hyatt brands. I mean, I think they just do it the best. I mean, but all of our brands, you know, they do cater, like you said, to all different budgets, all different lifestyles. But the Hyatts, they're more appealing to me myself.
Awesome. Well, you know, I know travel was really affected during the pandemic. You know, there's a lot of challenges, but you know, Mexico and DR, they really stayed open for the majority of the time. How was business affected during the pandemic, and how did you guys apply as a company navigate through this challenging time?
So a lot of the resort chains, and not just Playa Resorts, they did shut down for a few months due to the travel restrictions and whatnot. But we took the time to put all the necessary safety protocols into place to follow the CDC guidelines. You know, we really upped our service. And that is one thing that I can tell you about Playa Hotels and Resorts. We really take the cake when it comes to service. We live by the motto, service from the heart. So anytime that you or your guests are at one of our resorts, you know, you're going to be greeted by everybody, down to housekeeping, with a hand over their heart. And it is sincere. It's actually contagious too, because by the end of your trip, you're going to start doing it yourself.
It is. I do it myself. I don't even know why I do it. I just like, where did I get this from? I loved it.
Got it from us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and it's crazy because, you know, those little things matter. You know, when the pre-pandemic, health and safety wasn't, you know, I can't imagine what we were going to in some of these hotel rooms, you know, not thinking about insurances. But yeah, I mean, those little details became what separated resorts and companies from what travelers were looking for now. And so, you know, since that happened, how is business going now? I mean, it looks like travel's reopening. I saw reports that Cancun is so packed now. How is business for you guys right now?
Business is, like I said, it's booming. You know, there are some restrictions as to occupancy caps in certain destinations. You know, they vary and they change from, you know, day to day, but we're almost at full capacity. A lot of our resorts are tough to even get into for the rest of 2022. So it's not a bad problem to have.
No.
I mean, where else would you want to go other than a Playa Resort, where we have the best sales and service? We have the best food. We have the best beaches, best locations, everything. I mean, everything's great.
That's so awesome. You know, and, you know, now that you're getting closer to full capacity, are you seeing new trends or new markets opening up for you guys? Because it's such a close destination for a lot of people to hop on a nonstop or one layover. What kind of trends or what are you seeing as far as people coming down?
Well, I'll tell you now that if you're going to book, you want to book as early as possible, just because of the availability. Also, you get a better price when you book earlier. But yeah, we are looking to expand always. We're a publicly traded company, and we are looking to expand into different areas of the world. We could talk a little bit more about that. There was something just recently announced that we have a partnership that we're going to be working on in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So we can't really get into too much detail on that, being that we are publicly traded. But there are major things in the pipeline, and the future is looking very, very promising.
That's exciting, you know, and I thank you for throwing that plug in there, because it's really exciting to hear that, you know, brands are starting to look globally. You know, all-inclusive resort brand is, you know, primarily in that region, but having an extensive network outside and getting to Saudi, that's a huge deal. And really congratulations to your company and all of your hard work during that, because the companies now coming out of the pandemic will be really big pioneers and innovators in the industry going forward. So really happy with that. I also wanted to mention, because you guys are primarily in the Caribbean and Mexico, there's a lot of new reports of Mexico some of the fears of some travelers coming down there. It being you being down there, you'd be the best representative. How should Americans feel about the safety of Mexico?
Listen, when it comes to travel, you're only as safe as you want to be.
Mm.
If you want to stay on property, you'll be completely safe. We have armed guards, along the beach and whatnot. But if you want to venture out, take a tour and whatnot, go with a reputable tour company, of course. But if you want to do things on your own, again, you're only as safe as you want to be. Be smart, stay alert. But honestly, I never had a problem in Mexico. I don't think I ever will. There's no fear in my heart for anything. You can be in Baltimore or, Chicago, anything can happen. It can happen in your own neighborhood. So again, you're only as safe as you want to be. Just take the necessary precautions.
That's awesome. I love that. I mean, and it's true. It is where you go. People have to be mindful of what you're doing and where you're at. Always check out your surroundings. Simple stuff. It's common sense for most of us as travelers. But, some people who've never been out of the country or first timers, this may be new, but really, I mean, we've been going to Mexico back and forth, left and right, and really, to the amount of visitors that come in and out of there, or to the amount of issues that arise, it's really nothing.
Right, and you know what, the government, when there are situations, they ramp up security. They always try and make things better. So it's safe for the traveling community.
That's awesome. So I do want to talk about some of the different resorts, because a lot of people don't know the differences between Puerto Vallarta, Los Cabos, and Cancun, River Maya. Because you guys have so many properties in those areas, what is a good way to distinct from both sides, or the differences from the two destinations?
Well, I mean, the Cancun area is going to be mainly either the Atlantic side or the Caribbean side, so it's nice beaches there. Cabo speaking, there's not many swimmable beaches in Cabo on the west coast of Mexico.
Wow. Okay.
Puerto Vallarta, it's going to be a little wavier. That's more known for surfing area. So more beach destinations would be the Cancun, Riviera Maya areas. Also the touristy areas such as Playa del Carmen, where you can stay at our Hilton Playa del Carmen or our Wyndham Playa del Carmen, right off of Fifth Avenue. So there's shopping, dining, nightlife.
And I love that property because you're right in the center of the culture in the city, and you can walk right out. I thought that was a really cool component because, most of the time you're internal, but there I saw people walking in and checking out local restaurants, and I love that.
Absolutely. That's definitely a benefit. I mean, if you go to a destination, of course, you want to stay at an all-inclusive resort. You get everything included, but you want to experience the real culture, which will be outside the resort.
Gotcha. And so you're an East Coast guy. Which side do you like better, West Coast or East Coast?
East Coast.
East Coast of the river, Cancun.
I like the calm water. It's less waves.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, for DR, I mean, a lot of people don't know the differences between DR and Jamaican resorts and the offerings. Is there a distinction between those type of resorts and hotels?
Honestly, they're very similar in my opinion. I've been to Jamaica 23 times in my life. It's probably my number one destination. Wow. However, recently I've becoming more accustomed to the Dominican Republic. The people are very friendly. The areas that we have our resorts in Cap Cana and also in La Romana, Dominican Republic. Mm-hmm. I mean, these are new and upcoming areas of the country. The beaches are absolutely amazing. Yeah. My favorite beach would probably be in Jamaica. We actually don't have a property there right now, but it would be 7 Mile Beach in Negril, Jamaica. Mm-hmm. But after visiting our Hilton La Romana, which is about 45 minutes away from Punta Cana's airport, mm-hmm. that it's absolutely stunning. So there is zero seaweed at any time of year, because that is a problem in the Caribbean and in Mexico.
Yeah.
So our Hilton La Romana boasts zero seaweed, zero waves. And that's because of a nice protected reef. Mm-hmm. I'm a total beach guy. Okay. And this is just a tropical paradise. So.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome. And so, and I also want to talk because I've never been to Sanctuary, and you said it's a one-off sole property for you guys. What is the brand concept for Sanctuary?
It's super unique. So the Sanctuary is an adults-only getaway. I mean, it's basically a sanctuary for adults. Mm-hmm. It's not mainly geared towards couples, but adults. I mean, we do see a lot of couples that come there, but let me just tell you that this place is like a Spanish colonial town on the beach, with a splash of Malibu thrown in there. we actually have a castle right on the beach. So where else can you stay in the Caribbean, on the beach in a castle, but at the sanctuary Cap Cana? So very chic, vibrant. It's one of a kind.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, I mean, again, some of these destinations and resorts put some of the most amazing attractions that I've ever seen. And that goes into like some of the creativeness that you've done, because some of the hotels are based on the environment. They're not all the same, not the same decor. They're all different, correct?
Absolutely. So everybody has their own concept, especially with the brands that we offer. They're all unique in their own particular way. But the sanctuary, I've never seen anything that compares to the sanctuary.
Now, I wanted to ask too, because it looked like there's a big boom in destination weddings. How are destination weddings growing in numbers, and how is Playa addressing those? Is Playa a big competitor in the destination wedding market?
Absolutely. So, we have, certain promos that we run at particular times of the year where we throw in, say, a cocktail hour for free, a private dinner. But we do weddings, and we do weddings very well. And honestly, the uptick in the destination weddings is amazing. And that's mainly because people are starting to realize that it's more cost effective to do a destination wedding than it is to do a local.
That's very true. When you talk about the cost, and it's crazy how much savings you get. It's like almost like 30 or 40% that people are saving. And then on top of that, all the attendees get an experience as well. It's like
exactly.
It's like a combined vacation, and you don't have to stay with everyone the whole time.
Right.
People are going to go off and do their own things. I've seen them go to different resorts. So there's a lot of benefits and pros to having a destination wedding. And that's why I see a lot more people starting to realize the benefit, the value, and just a unique selling proposition for everyone involved, especially the attendees.
Most definitely. I don't know about you, Mr. Adriano, but I'd much rather have a beach and sunset in my background than a church steeple. Well, actually, I actually was married in the Dominican Republic, believe it or not.
Really?
I was.
That's awesome. And that's an experience that you'll always have. Something that you're and all the people who attend will have, and it's what those are. Traveling is about creating experiences and memories with other people. So glad that we talked about that for all of our viewers and listeners.
Definitely.
I definitely want to talk. I know there's a lot of things popping off, and I'm not sure if you can talk about it, but you guys are planning for more expansions. I'm sure, right?
We are. So I can tell you one thing right now, because it has been announced, besides the Saudi Arabia deal, but we can't really go into details on that. We are opening a Hyatt Zilara in Riviera Cancun. So it'll be about 35 minutes away from Cancun's airport, located in the Riviera Maya. But that'll be our adults only. More of a quaint property, but we're really looking forward to that. That should be opening late fall.
Awesome. Late fall. Okay. And is it adults only?
Adults only. The Zilara brand by Hyatt.
Awesome. And strategic partnerships are so important. A lot of corporations were partnering and finding ways that they can build business together. You mentioned Wyndham Ultra. I know that this started, I think, in the September of October last year or something like that.
It actually opened up in December. So December 1st of 2021.
So, can you talk a little bit about that, or, how is that going to, how has that been able to expand your network in the Caribbean and Mexico?
Well, Wyndham is a household name. So obviously with Hyatt, we have the Hilton, and now Wyndham. They're the names that you know and trust. So it's really awesome that they're trusting in Playa to build, their client database. And they have millions and millions of people that have the Wyndham rewards, such as like the Hilton Honors members and World of Hyatt members. They're trusting Playa because we know what we're doing. We have the right kind of, business structure and whatnot. They're amazing resorts. We know what the people want, and they're trusting in us.
Yeah, I love it. Again, big business is built on partnerships, strategic alliances. And when you see success going, especially in the pandemic, especially for good business models, people just are attracted to success. So I think it's a great partnership for both of you guys. Both Wyndham and Playa are going to really reap the benefits coming in the future in these next coming years. So I really want to, lastly, thank you again for coming on, Randolph. It's really great to have travel professionals really show us or to help us discover new properties like Playa and all of their brands. But is there any final thoughts or tips and tricks you can maybe say to some of our listeners and advisors who are on the call today?
Absolutely. So I have a word of advice for everybody. There's one true thing when it comes to travel. You get what you pay for, okay? So please trust your travel advisors. And anybody can go on Expedia or Travelocity. They can book a trip. They'll see a price that's appealing, but you'll get what you pay for, okay? Trust a travel advisor. They know what they're doing. They've most likely been there or sent past clients there. It's the right way to go, okay? They'll always have your back. If you have an issue while you're on a vacation, are you going to call Expedia, the online service? Or are you going to call the person who booked the trip for you, who will have your back 100%?
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Randolph. I really appreciate you coming out and spending a couple minutes with us and just chatting about the all-inclusive and, of course, travel in general. But thank you again, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Well, spring and summer upon us, travelers will be lining up and getting ready to travel to all types of destinations. Comfortability and convenience continues to be a major factor for travelers, and the Caribbean to Mexico all-inclusive products are major attractions for quick, fun-filled, and carefree experiences. You can just quickly jump on a nonstop or a one layover and enjoy a weekend getaway or celebrate a joyous occasion just like the destination wedding. All-inclusive resorts have been a growing sector of the industry, and as we watch Playa makes imprint now in the Middle East, we can expect to see more alternatives across the globe. The world continues to get more accessible as we move toward the new future with new innovations and more possibilities. I'm super excited to see where the next big thing will be. Thank you again for all of our viewers who were able to spend a few minutes of their day to learn more about the travel industry. And don't forget to catch our show every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time or 3 p.m. East Coast time on PHLV Radio, available on all platforms you listen to podcasts. You can even catch us on the PHLV Radio app, available on all iOS and Apple devices. And if you want to stay tuned to our latest episode, go to bit.ly/smartpeopletravelwise and click on the follow button and hit the bell to get notified for upcoming shows and episodes. And if you're looking for a travel experience and want to reach out to our award-winning travel agency, TravelWise International, please visit us at www.itravelwise.com or at 301-248-8899. So thank you again to all of our viewers and listeners who are able to join us today. Until next time, smart people travel wise.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.